Well, here we are, episode 2 of Cross Functionality. Last week we talked about your journey to becoming the high school Gatorade Player of the Year for New York. Now, today we're discussing you signing with the University of Alabama, being recruited, and when that entire process started. Now, I'm not sure. I did my research, and I think it's the same. I didn't really get much information on it, but it seems like that the recruiting process still begins now for at least most sports. It begins the official time when you can talk to a player is July. That was when it was for us in 2007, and of course 2008. But for you, when did the whole recruiting process start, and when did you think that you could be going to a big time Division I school?
So September 1st of my junior year was the first time they were allowed to send letters.
Mhm.
So that was a big date. I remember school was just about to start and getting these first wave of letters that were like a little bit more personalized. They weren't just like, hey, sign up for camp, because I think that's really all they're allowed to do before that is send something like a flyer for camp. But
Mhm.
these were really personalized letters, and that was really cool. And that was the first time I was like, okay, I think I can play D1 in the area. But I
Mhm.
still had it stuck in my head I was going to go to a small D1 school for academics, and I was probably going to stay close to home. That was at least like my initial, when I went into the recruiting process, that's where I thought I was going to end up.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's interesting too because your mindset where it was thinking that okay, I can only go to a smaller Division I school, but then all of a sudden, and you mentioned this last week, how played on national teams, you played on teams that played against other powerhouse teams across the country, and your confidence seemed to just continue to drift upwards and upwards and upwards, and all of a sudden here you are getting these looks while also having to fight that stereotype of being a Northeast type player.
Oh, for sure. That was, it's funny. I don't even think I consciously realized that I was insecure about being from the Northeast, playing against all these players
Mhm.
until, it was like where you really sit down and you're like, do I feel like I'm at a disadvantage just because I'm from the Northeast? And I really had to wrestle with that. And I really do try to talk to my athletes about that now. But yeah, I think, September 1st happens and I go into that fall play. And fall ball is huge for softball. I don't know exactly what it is in the baseball realm right now. A lot of our baseball athletes opt out of playing in the fall, but softball is just such an impactful season to have in the fall.
Mhm.
And that was probably the best softball I had played to date of my life.
Mhm.
And it was almost like every weekend I played, I was like, okay, maybe I can play a little bit of a bigger D1. And then, you start to hear my travel ball coach comes and says, hey, this school's interested in you. This school's interested in you. And I think that fall is really when it started to snowball. So it's funny, you work your entire life for like a 4-month, 5-month period of time
Mhm.